Have you ever looked at the people around you and thought, what is wrong with me? I don't seem to think or act anything like these people. Or, if you're more honest, have you ever thought, what is wrong with them? Why can't they just do things like I do? We all do it, Mama, so we might as well just be honest about it. God made us all to think and act differently. But there tend to be some similarities and general broad categories that we can use to help us understand each other. And that's where personality typing comes in so handy. Not only can we begin to understand the people around us instead of immediately condemning or dismissing them because they're different from us, we can also use these tools to really dig in and figure out how God created us to function in this world, what gifts He's given us to share with others, and what He's put us here on this earth to accomplish. So today, we're talking through my top 3 personality typing tools for stay-at-home moms who are trying to figure out who they are all over again. You may want a notebook for this episode, Mama. Here we go. Do you want to be an amazing, present mom and have a real identity of your own, but you struggle with mom guilt and complete overwhelm when you even think about trying to do something just for you? If so, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Laura, a former teacher and university career counselor turned stay-at-home homeschooling mom of 2. Over the years, I've learned a thing or two about how to be the present, engaged mom I've always wanted to be and rediscover my own personal identity at the same time. So, if you're ready to rebuild your identity, rediscover your confidence, and let go of the mom guilt, then get the kiddos settled and grab an earbud because this podcast is for you. Real quick, before we dive into this week's episode, did you know we have a free community of mamas just like you? Moms who are trying to rediscover who they are and who they're meant to be in this new phase of life. We're sharing life, self-discovery, and encouragement over in our Facebook group. So come check us out. We're at scatteredwoman.com/community. Can't wait to see you inside. Since I was first introduced to the idea of personality theory way back in 5th grade, I have been a certified personality junkie. Anytime I see a new personality quiz pop up on my Facebook feed, I have to take it. What dog breed are you? Yep, did that one. I think I was a pit bull. What Disney princess are you? I'm Belle. Thank you very much. I mean, I seriously can't pass them up. They're just too fun. And that's actually how I ended up on eHarmony way back when. They advertised a free personality profile on a TV commercial, back when we watched actual TV with actual commercials. And I just couldn't resist. They sucked me right in. I had to create an account to see all the nitty-gritty details that I really wanted to see. And before I even finished reading everything, somebody had messaged me. And I couldn't message them back because I wasn't paying for it. And I called my mom in an absolute panic because I didn't want to do this whole online dating thing. But I didn't want to be rude either. So what am I supposed to do? And of course, she encouraged me to just sign up and give it a try. So I did. Just because I wanted to see results from a new personality profile. Oi. But a few years later, I actually met my husband on eHarmony. So, being a complete sucker for a good personality quiz usually turns out okay in the long run. And of course, I've done all the more official personality assessments over the years too. I'm an ISTJ on the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, the MBTI, and actually went on to go get certified in the MBTI too. I'm a CD on the DISC profile, which is very similar to the Wired That Way profile that I've talked about before. I'm an Enneagram 1, whatever that means. I have not managed to get into that one yet. But out of all these personality quizzes and profiles and assessments I've done over the years, there are three that stand out as the most impactful and the most insightful that I've ever used for stay at home moms as we figure out this whole mosaic mom life thing. So, are you ready to hear what they are? Awesome. Let's dive in. So, the first awesome personality tool that I want to share with you is once again the wonderful Wired That Way profile. There's a book, there's a study guide, there's a DVD series, there's a profile, there's all the things. They've got it on paper and online. It's just a fantastic overall personality assessment that really focuses in on why you think the way you do and how you function in the world, especially in terms of relationships. So if you're struggling with relating to husbands, kids, friends, extended family, whatever, this is a great one. My introduction, was in fifth grade. This was the first one I started with. And it really started because my mom was trying to make me laugh at a time when I didn't think anything was funny, and glared at her and came back real snarky. And she just looked at me and said, "Oh, honey, I think it is time for you to learn about the personalities." So I did. And I really give you a whole full overview of that entire system in episodes 6 through 8. So if you haven't listened to those yet, be sure to head back episodes 6 through 8, listen to those. They're great as far as giving you the real deep understanding of the Wired That Way profile and that tool in general. But here's a quick overview. In the Wired That Way profile, you've got the popular sanguine, who's the bubbly, happy people that tend to be really loud, really open, and they can sometimes come across as flighty or having this Peter Pan syndrome. And then their complete opposite is the perfect melancholy. These are your organized, detail-oriented people. They tend to be quiet and closed and can become depressed or moody when things aren't perfect. And then the third type is your powerful choleric. These are your take charge, natural born leaders. They tend to have very powerful body language, a dynamic voice, and they can come across as kind of bossy if they don't watch it. And the last, but certainly not least, personality type for the Wired That Way profile is the peaceful phlegmatic. These are your easygoing, natural born peacemakers. They tend to be very content and patient, and they can kind of come across as unenthusiastic if they're not talking about something that they are particularly really excited about. So, do you know what your main personality type is yet? I'd love to know. So hop over to our Facebook community, scatteredwoman.com/community. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let me know your type. I would love to know who is in the audience and what kind of personality types we're dealing with. As you can tell, this is one of my favorite topics, so I'm always happy to talk personality types. The second main tool that I love using with stay-at-home moms, and I think I've talked about with every person I've had a conversation with in the last couple of years, is the Working Genius. And it's the 6 types of Working Genius is the book. There's a Working Genius podcast. They have a Working Genius assessment and certification program, which I would love to do. But essentially, the Working Genius talks about what types of work tasks give you energy, give you joy and fulfillment, and what kinds of work absolutely drain you. So it's really helpful when we think about, okay, how can I adjust my roles at home to give myself more joy and more energy because I feel drained right now? And honestly, it's helpful in nearly every area of life. I actually talked really in depth about Working Genius in episode 19. I talk about how I got started as a burnt out virtual assistant. I couldn't figure out why I was so burnt out. And then I learned about myself through taking the assessment, and it really made my life as a wife and as a stay-at-home mom finally make sense. So again, if you haven't listened to episode 19, head back and listen to that one for some really good stuff. But here is the short version. There are 6 stages of work: wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. And we're really good at 2 of those types. Those are our working geniuses. And they tend to give us joy. They tend to give us energy. If we're doing that kind of work all the time, it doesn't feel like work. And then there are another two types that are our working competencies. And we may be pretty decent at them. We may even be really good at them, but they don't give us that same joy and energy. And if we keep doing those tasks over and over and over and over again without using our geniuses to give us energy, we eventually start feeling really depleted and overworked and burnt out, which is exactly where I was. And then the last two types are your working frustrations. These are those, please don't make me do that kind of tasks that just drain us of joy. They drain us of energy really quickly. And we honestly don't tend to be very good at them because we don't like them. So we just don't want to do them to get good at them. So between this episode and the last one, I hope you figured out maybe what are your top two working geniuses? What do you think they might be? While you're introducing yourself over in the Facebook group, let me know about what you think your working geniuses might be too. I would love to hear who we've got out there. All right, the third type. This is one that I have not actually talked about much yet, and that is the Holland Codes. This is a personality slash career assessment. It's not nearly as well known in popular culture as the Wired That Way profile or any of those Hippocrates-based 4-type systems, or even the working genius. But the Holland codes have been used for a really long time in career counseling settings, which is where I first learned about it and absolutely fell in love with the information that it gave me about me and how I like to work, the things I like to do that make me feel like a happy person. The Holland Code theory basically says that there are 6 personality types that match up with 6 different work environments. And these types are pretty easy to remember with the acronym RIASEC, RIASEC. So I'll run through real quick what those letters mean. So R is the first letter, realistic. These are people who enjoy working with their hands, working with tools. They tend to land in trades and really enjoy working in those kind of hands-on environments. The second type, the I, is investigative. These are people who tend to enjoy abstract thinking. They love abstract concepts, working in fields like mathematics or philosophy. The third type is the A. These are the artistic people who thrive on artistic expression and creativity. So they end up in fields like art, music, theater, all the creative fields. The fourth type then, the S, is for social. People who enjoy the social part of work. They especially love helping other people. These are the helpers. So they land in fields like education, counseling, or social work. The fifth type then are your enterprising people. And just like it sounds, these are ambitious, persuasive leaders. And they tend to land in fields like entrepreneurship, law, politics. And your sixth and last type is conventional. These are people who enjoy rules and structure. They want you to tell them the rules and let them do it. They are typically drawn to fields like secretarial work, accounting, proofreading, things where there are straight, easily defined right and wrong answers. So essentially, this tool, the Holland types, help you figure out what types of work you would enjoy and what kind of work environments really light you up and help you feel supported and like you're really in the right place. This is the tool that I turn to when I talk to a mom who just doesn't know what she's good at anymore. She's been home with her kiddos for so long, she's forgotten what kind of work she really enjoyed. And it's especially helpful when that mama is thinking about returning to work, or if she just wants to find some hobbies or volunteer experiences to help her feel more like herself again. I actually used this tool most recently with my 12-year-old mini me. We were talking about what she wanted to be when she grew up. And she's always had kind of an idea, and lately she's just like, I don't even know. I don't really like anything. And she's in, that preteen phase where we don't like anything. but I walked her through the 6 Holland types and helped her point out pretty quickly which general areas she might want to investigate over the next few years, which was really fun to see her finally get excited about something again. So I don't have any full episodes on the Holland codes just yet, but if you would like to learn more, shoot me a message on Facebook or leave a note in your review on Apple Podcasts. If the Holland codes are something you'd like to learn more about, I would be more than happy to go into these in more detail. Like I said, this is fun for me. So if you would like to come along for that ride, let me know. So those are the top 3 personality typing tools I always recommend when I talk with mamas about their Mosaic mom lives. I use Wired That Way, the Working Genius, and the Holland type codes. Those 3 tools give moms a really fantastic foundation for understanding who they are and how they were created to function in the world. I love it. So now for the fun part. Here's your homework. This week, it's super easy. I just want to hear from you which tool is most intriguing to you. Which one would you like to dig in and try out? Take the assessment. See what you can learn about yourself through it. Let me know. Come join us over in the Your Mosaic Mom Life community on Facebook and let me know which one you would like to try out this week. I have links and codes both in the Facebook group and in the show notes for you to take a deeper look into each of these tools. And I hope that you will take a few minutes while you're hiding in the bathroom later today. I'm not speaking from experience here at all. But when you've got a few minutes to yourself, go check them out. And just so you know, our Facebook community is totally free to join. It's a place where you can get extra support from me and other mamas who are working through their own journeys to rediscovering who they are and who they were meant to be. In the group, you'll find all the free resources that I create or share with you, like these 3 awesome tools, and you have a space to share your thoughts and your experiences about all the things that we talk about here on the podcast. So head over to scatteredwoman.com/community to join. I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for taking time to hang out with me today. I hope you'll discover new pieces of your Mosaic mom life each week. If you've got a quick minute between those never-ending snack requests from your kiddos, I'd love for you to leave a quick review over on the Your Mosaic Mom Life page on Apple Podcasts. Those reviews help other moms find the show, discover their unique purpose, and start building a life they'll love too. Well, that's it for now. Be sure to check back next week for another new episode, and I'll be talking with you again soon.